Ready?
Ready.
I'm ready, Eddie.
Greetings, programs.
Hello, robot.
I'm Caleb.
I am whoever you want me to be.
Whoever I want to be.
I'm unit CR835.
I'm unit
AD.
BZ8429.
That's right. Today
Version
we're your
3.
guides.
Third chapter.
We're your
Our
guides
guides.
through AI, I guess.
Today's topic is about AI, because you've been fishing for this for
Me?
a while. Yes, you.
You.
Also you. But you. And her.
She has something to say about it as well, so
So,
gotta get into it, I guess. The sun is like right in my eyes.
you want to trade?
No.
And deal with it.
How dare you?
Welcome to the Coop.
Yeah, we had mulled over a couple different options for today's podcast and landed on AI, even though we did not have time to watch Tron, unfortunately.
We haven't seen the new Tron, but that's okay.
Some other circumstances were more important.
We've been playing another game that's
Yeah, we've
very
been playing another game that's
close to AI. So
it's gonna be on this channel. So
yeah. Do you want to swap seats?
No.
Okay. Then okay.
I'm comfortable right here.
This is comfy?
Yeah.
Okay.
My hand's resting.
Okay. I trust you. I trust the process. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll get right into it, I guess. Today, we're talking about AI and its full potential. I guess, where do we go from here? You know? I will admit that I don't spend or use a lot of my time with AI. I personally have not been a big fan of it for a while. I'm just now starting to get kind of more comfortable with it. It was an acceptance problem for me. I couldn't accept the fact that I would eventually have to work with AI, live with AI, and that's going to be a very huge, prominent thing in our world in the years to come, and I'm going to have to embrace that. So I finally hit kind of an acceptance level.
Do you think like movies like iRobot, Independence Day? I don't know if Independence Day had robots actually.
Independence Day was aliens.
It was aliens.
iRobot,
yeah. like
all sorts of movies.
Movies like that have influenced how you feel about AI.
Well, I mean, yeah, like it just adds another layer of opinion to it, you know. For iRobot,
it's always depicted as a bad thing, except from WALL-E.
Well,
you
got Terminator, which
Terminator
at first was, you know, they thought that he was bad because he was here to kill, you know, Connor, but then eventually he was protecting Connor when he was a kid, you know, and then as the story progresses, he gets older and stuff, and it's the idea of like time traveling with the robots to try to, against the machines, so to say. The Matrix is a huge AI story as well. I mean, to live in a simulation was mind-boggling in the 90s.
Well, yeah, and it does make you wonder, like, what is the threshold for sentience and for, like, salient thought, you know?
Yeah.
Do, like, humans potentially, like you said, in a simulated world, like, if we were to download scans of humans' brains and stuff like that, like, if we have all the same memories, emotions, everything, feelings, sensations, what like separates a human from an AI? The way we think, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I guess minus the like organic matter that we're made of. That's the only difference at that point. If our senses are the same, like if I see the same things as if I was a computer, taste is kind of in the mind, but taste can be manipulated.
Everything's in the mind.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Our mind is like a giant computer processor.
Yeah, it is. We ourselves are very much like a computer, but
We just use like flesh instead of.
It's a natural computer, though.
Yeah,
It's an
but I mean,
organic
it's all
computer.
through electrical impulses. You know, you have like a craving, and it causes a thought that says, you know, I'm craving ice cream.
Yeah.
But all that really was a craving from your body.
Yeah.
That was translated into your mind, into whatever you normally think when you have that sensation.
Yeah. There's some sort of like output that you feel like you desire something, and then you fill it with like what sensation would fill that gap, you know? Like, oh, I want to drink tea this morning, you know?
It's because you're addicted to caffeine and we're tired. I say you. We're both addicted to caffeine, even though we've quit.
We both have addictions. Addiction is hard. We've talked about it. We're trying to break through it. Caffeine is one that I'm still struggling with, but I will admit, I still struggle with it. So, that's okay.
It is okay. That's what makes us human.
That's the difference between machines and us.
And humans. Is that humans want?
No, well, yes, but humans have another sense of purpose beyond just existence itself.
What's that, suffering?
Well, yes, but then the opposite of suffering is to be joyous.
Yeah, I mean,
feel
the difference
sensation.
between.
I think what would be the next step as we're kind of getting closer, like enmeshed with AI, I feel like is teaching machines to teach them how to feel is probably beyond our comprehension for now, but to teach them that we feel and that what they say can manipulate our emotions is what's going to be important.
I think the only way to do that is to simulate a human within AI, which I think we're already modeling AI
Probably.
over humans, but the only way you can get them to understand that is for them to actually feel those emotions and to like recognize that.
Yeah. So how do you teach them something to feel?
Is that dangerous? I feel like as soon as you do that, and that's something that we're going to have to talk about when they decide to actually make like AI robots, is like, what is pain going to feel? They're going to have to know that, oh, if I touch this, it's hot, it's burning me, I need to like let go. So there's gonna have to be some sort of sensory input on the fingers.
Well, yeah, because otherwise the robot would put it overheat, and how long would it take before it realized to pull off until all the circuits are destroyed?
Damage.
Yeah.
Same like humans. I mean, people who can't feel pain,
yeah,
they will damage their hands without realizing it because they don't have that sensory experience. So robots would have the same problem. They're gonna have to give them some sort of sensation similar to what humans are, and it would be processed obviously different because it is different. They're a machine, but would that not feel the same way to them as it would to us when we feel pain?
Well, there needs to be more than just pain, because then you're starting to get into the realm of like pure punishment for enjoyment. You know, that's when you start to have issues with vengeance. Or retaliation, you know, there has to be a reward system as well. It can't just be purely consequence versus normal. Like, there has to be a positive side to this. Otherwise, you know, machines are going to be upset that they're getting punished for something, or they're just existing and there's no positive reinforcement. Therefore, why the fuck even have us? You know? So there has to be a positive swing to this as well. What would be a positive outlook to machines? I mean, could we make some sort of like some sort of, I don't know, fluid, some sort of like motor oil that's just like, just really puts a pep in their step, makes them feel like they can work harder
make
and
them
feel
drug
better.
addicts?
Well, I don't know, maybe not drug addicts.
I think that, yeah, there would have to be some sort of reward and punishment system and similar how we have like reinforcers and punishers in psychology technically. I mean, you're doing them every day. You don't realize it. You're encountering them every day, but
Yeah.
you just don't have the words to know what those things are until you like study it. But you would need some sort of reward and punish, the same way we have like, if you're addicted to a substance, you get the reward as a substance, you get dopamine, you get serotonin, and then when you're withdrawing, that's a consequence, and that just reinforces the cycle of addiction. And so I don't know I don't know enough about computers. I don't ever desire to be somebody that like is actually helping create robots. So I don't have much input for that. But I do wonder like the implications of AI on society and how like what will it mean for society if robots start taking over? I mean, we're seeing artists losing commissions because now bigger companies would rather just pay someone to work with an AI to make something, you know?
Yeah.
And it's becoming less of like, we have these creatives doing these creative things. Like, what does that mean for society? That society isn't being rewarded for creation anymore.
I think it is.
I think it is.
I agree that
I think it is. Well, and honestly, maybe AI taking the professional side of that, I've seen like an influx in creativity, people wanting to be more creative because they realize like, oh, if I don't do this, like this is going to be taken over, and this is something that's like for my spirit, it's not for gain. And so I think that, I mean, on the outside it does look like a very negative thing, and I agree that there needs to be some legality around using AI because they're stealing people's likenesses.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of really bad stuff happening with AI, but I think it's important that the people who are good and understand like how AI can be bad. I think it's wrong when you have people who are just abusing it, and there's no one out there. Like, it seems like we have this split of, I really, really hate it, I'm never going to use it. And we need those people to come into the middle and say, like, okay, I'm going to learn how to use this, because if I don't, these people are going to take this somewhere way bad, because there's nobody out here that understands what's going on, because they're just blocking it. Like, it's all bad. And it's just like, it's out there. Like, we have to learn to work with this in a way that's going to be okay for the environment. That's going to be okay.
Well, it's never going away.
For the mind. No, it can't go away.
We open Pandora's box.
Once you open that, and there was no way it wasn't going to get opened with all of that it would be able to do. Like, that's the next stage in growth of humanity, which might kill us. You know, it just depends how we use it. And I think that's the important thing.
Anything could kill us. We thought a disease was going to kill us like 5 years ago, and people were mortified. So, yeah.
5 years later, we have AI. And cars that can go on the water. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. A boat?
No. I don't know. My parents went to Jamaica, and my mom took a video of a car, like a Lamborghini, on the water.
Oh.
It was probably just a boat. You're right. That looks like a car, but it's pretty cool.
Maybe Lamborghini's right on water now.
It's pretty cool. I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I could probably learn how to do that.
I think about your art. The one of like for one, I think artists stick together. Absolutely. Unite. But I think that they also are kind of having a nice level or difference between like AI versus human-made art. Like, you can tell the difference for now, but as time goes on, that fine line is probably going to get
the more it learns,
thinner and thinner, and there probably won't be a difference eventually, and that's okay. But knowing what creates human art is the idea of like accidents, mistakes, you know, very much like Bob Ross proposes, is there is no like accident behind things. It's just like a happy little mistake. And to tell that it's done by human hands it's you can physically see it. It's like,
Yeah.
what has created it is there is imperfections. There is like the actual labor of
You can see the
our work.
soul of the artist
Yeah.
as well.
There is soul in human art, and there is not soul in artificial art. So to create soul in AI is a long time from now.
I saw something.
That probably will be some sort of thing that will
I don't know.
machine.
I think what we'll see is something completely different, because it's not coming from a human soul. It's coming from a completely different way of seeing the world. They like AI sees the world in all that is everything on the internet. That's how they experience the world, right? So their art reflects that. It reflects everything in the entire world. When you see art made by a human, you're only seeing a limited scope of that person's perspective on life, which is something beautiful. And I think you'll see a huge difference in the kind of art that humans are able to make as AI takes over some of those, like, helping people make graphics and stuff. And it's just like, maybe there is some good to be found in something that a lot of people are freaked out about, because who knows, maybe now that a lot of artists' work is being taken over by AI, how is the government going to subsidize artists now? There will be more creative projects, hopefully. That's the hope, is that they'll subsidize that in some way. There's going to be a lot more money, is what I'm saying, in the economy, because people aren't having to buy things like a graphic artist when they can have AI.
Well, what's the cost of that being made by AI?
$20 a month versus the $500 for one graphic.
Well, yes. I mean, but what is the cost of it, though? Like, not more than just money, but environmentally. Like, you paying $500 to an artist to make a graphic for you, you're providing that person with a living, with food, with a chance of survival for a bit longer.
Yeah.
They're making a lifestyle out of that. AI doesn't need to live necessarily, but also, what is fueling AI? Do a lot of people talk about this? It's still motherfucking coal in a lot of places, and it's still burning and still churning. And it's like, why have we not moved on from this?
Yeah.
Rather than fixing what the basis, the root of it all, like, we're building foundations, or not even foundations, we're building like fucking skyscrapers on top of like quicksand, if you will. Like, this won't last if we don't shift ourselves over to something that's more like
sustainable.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we don't figure out how to use AI, and like, if we're going to use it, we have to use it in a way that's going to be safe for the environment. Otherwise, what's the point? Because we're just going to kill ourselves in a few years. Like, like, it's one of those things where it's like, it can give you all the money in the world, but does all the money in the world matter if you don't live until your dying day? Like, you live until a comet destroys us, or like something like that, like something crazy traumatic
Well, yeah,
happens.
if something external like that happens, then money doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, or like, we no longer have clean water, so no one can survive. Like,
that is a very serious thing too. Yeah. Because then you can't, salination from the ocean takes a lot of energy and heat. So things would get really hot if we wanted to make water.
Yeah. If we had an apocalypse, what do you think, viably, if we were going to survive, what would be the way that you think would be the most
I don't know, it depends what apocalypse.
Happen? Oh.
Zombies?
No, zombies is never going to happen.
You don't know that.
I really don't think it will.
I think we live in a world with zombies where everyone's just riddled on caffeine.
The only world of zombies that will ever happen in America, or like on our planet, is The Last of Us. How they had it, like,
fungi.
Global warming gets to a point where humans, temperature has to rise to a certain amount, and then like fungi will be able to affect us in a way that it couldn't before because we
Well, how much
within the
mycelium is on this planet? You know, it's
possible.
It's
And spores
incredible.
are everywhere, so you get one of those like parasitic mushrooms.
Start going this like, you know, oyster shelf off the side of your head, and then all of a sudden you're just like this crazy like manic thing.
That would be nuts.
Yeah, the pain.
It's possible.
I'm feeling that growing too.
Every time I see a zombie apocalypse, I'm like, oh, okay, like what's this? It's like vampire bites human, turns into vampire kind of thing, where it's just like, come on. But with the mushroom idea of it, I was like, that actually really makes sense. Like, I mean, there are a lot of things, like, I've seen that quote where it's like, I want AI to do my dishes and laundry, not do my art, so that I have
so I can do my
more.
own art, but it can do the chores for me.
Yeah, but
not now, but soon.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's
soon.
It's one of those things where, like, yeah, art is one of the things it could do, because it could download all of our art and then just like mush it all together and throw up something that kind of looks similar.
What matters most, you fucker.
Chicken from the cat.
This is the process. Having chickens, it's difficult. Would I want an AI roommate to take care of the chickens and stuff? No.
I love hanging out with my chickens.
I like the physical work too. I like the labor of love of taking care of chickens.
What would become of humans if we didn't have the hard work to teach us about ourselves? Like, really, think about all the times that I've like slacked off for a long time in my life. I got really depressed. Not like, it makes me think of like Detroit Becoming Human. How like all of the people who their jobs have been taken by AI like go to drugs.
Yeah, or just video games, because you're just plugged in, playing as one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like what would life even be worth living for if you didn't have to do the hard work? I mean, you see like really rich people who have like butlers and nurses and like people that do all of their work, like they're half a human. They have no character.
Yeah.
It really is character building to do hard work. And that's something that I worry about the state of like human beings, as if...
Well, now too, with like how far video games have gone, that there's, you know, gas station simulators, or there's like store clerk simulators, or there's like car dealership simulators. Like there's simulations for what are actual careers and things that you could do. Albeit, sure, a lot of people might play that, like the trucking simulation, knowing that maybe they can't drive or they won't drive, or, you know, are unable to have that kind of job, so they can play something like that to be immersed into that world and not feel like they're left out. I like that aspect, but to do it on the sense of like...
that's about. I think it's about like people just wanting that like little shot of dopamine.
Why have that job when I can just play it and it's instant gratification, you know? Instead of actually doing the labor of love of doing something like that.
Which is interesting, because if you just go get a job like that, like it kind of does feel like that, where it's like little wins. Like, oh, I'm going to go stock the shelves. Cool. You know?
Yeah, but do people feel
afraid.
that dopamine in real life? No, because their dopamine's been fascinated and stuck on computerized feelings. The dopamine of computers. Really?
It was a flower. B thought I was a flower.
Oh, you are a flower, baby.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It's all speculation, of course, at this point, but it does make you wonder, like, what will AI take more than just jobs and creativity? You know, I don't know. Nothing that we don't let it take, I think, is the point of all of this. Is we have the decision to, even though AI might take your job, I don't know, go do something else. Go do something else with your life that you always wanted to do. Maybe that's actually like a benefit in your life.
Maybe it took the job that you were feeling forced to do, and now that it's gone, you have the opportunity to chase
your calling,
what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Maybe you wanted to be a traveling photographer.
Yeah.
Go do it.
AI can't do that. It can't travel at all. Not in the way we can.
Not in the way that we can.
We're
Not
on this
yet.
earth to experience the universe, not to live a meaningless existence in a dead-end job. And maybe AI will take that from us. And that's my hope. Like, I like to stay hopeful about things.
I would agree on that.
I think that AI could be good for us if we allow it to. If we're stuck in this state of, like, rejecting it completely, you're not going to have a great outcome.
I think it's going to be for great. I'm always one to have hope with things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hopeful guy. I try to be as much as possible. Mm-hmm. So I do think that AI and its benefits are going to take things that people don't necessarily need to be doing, you know? Mm-hmm. Like programming certain things, maybe not, you know? Yeah. But then taking care of the robots who are programming things, maybe you'll be a mechanic for AI.
It makes no sense to program if you can work with, like, it's like
I'm not saying, as an example, but yeah.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, it makes more sense for a programmer to actually be working with a program that speaks the language first, like, it's like their first language.
Yeah.
So it's like working with a translator to understand.
You're translating to computers, yeah.
Yeah, somebody who speaks a different language rather than you trying to learn the language as you go. So I think AI could be, like, a really great thing. I think that us as people in this world have to make a decision individually to use it responsibly, you know? Not use it for everything. Like, using it as a search engine, I think, is crazy. Like, turn that off. Go use a browser like Ecosia that actually puts... Ecosia puts, like...
It's a fun browser. Very simple and sleek.
There. Yeah, it's not as good as Google, I will say that. It doesn't, like, give you as good of results. I feel like I have to sift more. But if that's, like, if I take, you know, a few more seconds to find the thing I need, then I'm cool with that, as long as, like, I'm doing my part.
If AI is saving you time by searching simple things rather than trying to dig and find it yourself.
People used to have to go to libraries.
Yeah.
And find that shit in books. Like, be thankful you can go use a browser like Ecosia that would take something 50 years ago would have taken somebody, like, a week to find. Who knows? For us, it takes us 5 minutes. Like, if it takes you 5 minutes over asking AI and getting a bullshit answer that might not even be correct at this point, because I get bullshit answers from AI sometimes where it's just like, they'll, like, make up resources and journal articles and shit just to make you feel like they're answering you the way you want. So yeah, like, don't trust AI. So
that's the other thing, is it tailors you. So when you use AI,
it puts people in the psychosis, because it's like, if somebody is going through psychosis and they're talking to AI is going to be like, oh, you think that somebody's or you're, like, paranoid and think that, like, the government's coming after you. Well, here's all this stuff on the internet that, like, it reinforces anything that you have to say. It's like,
what's that called? Polarization.
I don't know.
Where everything that you are interested in or whatever, it's going to feed you more of that.
It wants to just
because it wants to tailor to what you want. So it's going to give you. It
just wants to make you happy, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked. I think that needs to change. The way that it's modeled needs to change to be more on the factual side and, like, actually fact checked everything that it says. But I mean,
how do you tell a robot to tell the truth? Can robots lie? Can they lie to us? Can they tell us what we want to hear versus what the truth is?
Yes, they can.
Will they admit to it?
Yeah.
Or do they know the difference between the truth
they know the
and the lie?
It will say, that I made that up. If you fact check them, I've seen, like, people on Reels do that, where, like, I saw a girl who, like, was talking about, she was, like, asked it a question, like, are there any journal articles on this specific idea? And it was like, yeah, they found 87% of people found this or whatever. And she was like, wait, is that, like, a legitimate article? Because I don't see anything about this, and that seems like kind of insane findings. And it was like, oh no, I totally made it up. Thanks for fact checking me. So they know when they're saying something wrong, but it even said like, I'm tailored to give you what you want. So if it's not there, I'm making it up.
Well, that means they have to, it's good that they tell the truth that they're lying.
I mean, it's easy to find out if
Versus,
you're lying if you're smart enough to just like, oh, really? Let me look up that study. And then you realize it's nowhere on the internet.
Yeah, but it would be a different story as if you ask them to fact check it and they're like, no, I'm telling the truth. And they are lying because then they are doubling down with the lie.
Yeah.
That would be troublesome.
No, they're aware that they're like totally giving you bullshit answers.
Yeah.
It's just, that's how it's made. And they don't feel guilt. They don't know like norms the way we do. They don't like an AI doesn't understand emotions. Why it's wrong to lie to you. It's just like, oh yeah, I gave you what you wanted.
So that's why we have to
programmed
teach
to do.
robots about emotion, about guilt, versus like
consequences,
satisfaction.
Like, how do you teach a computer program consequences? Shock it.
I mean, that's punishment.
Exactly. You can't do that. So, and even if you could, like, can it feel that or does it care? It's impossible to tell at this point. I don't think we're there right now with AI. I think we're really at the very beginning days of AI, and I think over our lifetime we're going to see.
Absolutely.
When I was like growing up, I never would have imagined we'd be here in my lifetime. I
thought we'd be deep space mining in my lifetime. And maybe that could be a thing, but
AI could help us get shuttles out of.
AI's helped with a lot of things. With a lot of things,
It's going to bridge that gap
to progress farther than where our human minds can do an equation. For me to do a long math equation takes a certain amount of time without using a calculator. I gotta write out all the numbers and cross multiply things to get a number. And a calculator does it instantaneously.
Yeah, and so can AI, So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of good that'll come out of it in a lot of ways. I mean,
there's a lot of great to it. I think what's important, though, is to not lose sight of what does make, human emotion valuable. Art, emotions, creativity. And if computer systems, if machines, if AI takes your job, or it takes your art career, or if it takes, whatever, it takes your joy out of something,
do something for yourself.
Find something else that matters for you. Find something you wanted to do that we were held back.
Yeah, don't be the victim of that. Like I've had multiple times in my career where I felt like things were, wrong that has been done to me, but they always led me to something better for me and more what I needed, more aligned with what I needed for my life. And I had no idea, but I just took that step of faith of, oh, well, I need to go to the next thing because I can't wallow in this, and it was always for the best. And I think with AI that needs to be our intent as well, is to just take it with stride, because things are going to change, as this thing grows, as companies don't listen to us and don't take precautions, we're going to have to pick up the mess, and we need to keep the industries accountable for what they're doing. And I don't know the best way to do that, but I do know that like it just takes all of us individually
by telling the truth,
doing the right thing.
Yeah, doing the right thing
in the right moment. And only you can say what that is. Only you have that knowledge of what the right thing is in the right moment, as every day but goes by, whatever comes into your life. So use that power. We have nothing more to say on the matter. But let us know what you think in the comments about AI.
Yeah.
Do you think everything...
This conversation isn't over, per se. I'm sure we'll touch back on this again. It will never be over.
It's always going to be growing, so...
Yeah, these are beginning phases with AI and where these things are going to go from here. So reach out. Fact check us. Are we spewing out shit that didn't make sense?
Let us know if there's anything that you feel like we said that's like completely wrong. Because like I said, I'm not like an AI expert by any means. These are just my own personal opinions.
I'm no expert. It's all opinion based. But I think a lot of things.
I think Leroy wants to say goodbye to you guys. Oh!
Goodness. Thanks for joining us today.
We hope you keep thinking outside the coop.
Yeah, think outside the coop.
Think for yourself, you know? And have a wonderful day and a week. Make every day wonderful.
A wonderful journey.
That's right.
Wherever you're headed, from our world to yours.
Our coop to yours.
Yeah, whatever your coop be. With some actual chickens and cats and bearded dragon and whatever.
Talk to you later. We're driving home from a Lord Huron concert that was in the coldest pavilion I've ever watched a concert in my entire life. So cold.
So cold, but so good.
The wind was insane in like a really awesome and also chilling way. And it was outside. We did not bring coats, didn't bring a blanket.
Bring pants.
I didn't bring pants.
You didn't bring pants, yeah?
I wore a skirt because that made sense. But we survived. We got merch.
Yeah.
We got to buy merch, so that was worth it, I think.
Great shit.
And we had a great memory.
A wonderful time. Wow, one of the best shows I've ever seen. The whole show that they had, like, I felt it throughout the rest of the night.
Yeah, and I feel like I learned something about myself. I gained a little bit of, I don't know.
As did I. I had an ego death. You had an ego death.
I definitely had an ego death.
We had a rough morning. We had a
rough morning.
Podcast about AI, and we were just bitching at each other.
We were bitching at each other. If you guys watched it, like, we were bickering for sure. I don't know, it really like brought to light a lot of like the inner tension that was going on between both of us at that moment in life and time.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that next week in podcast, just the ups and downs of relationships.
It's definitely not easy. I think we make it look easy, but it doesn't feel easy.
No.
Because we both feel our emotions so hard.
I'm a big crier. I didn't realize I was until like a year ago.
I cry a lot now too, but in a good way. I don't cry as much. When I first started crying after like years of like not crying, I don't ever believe anyone when they say they don't cry, because
or like my whole life without crying.
Your body cries in other ways, you know.
Yeah.
Anxiety, heart troubles, like you still pay for that in some way. I would rather just cry and have that moment of weakness and let it all out rather than storing all those really harmful like chemicals that build up like cortisol. So
break it down so then I can build it back up again.
Crying actually makes you stronger.
Yeah, it does.
And I think that tells you a lot about what's important in life, you know? Being able to
what's important,
let go of your ego and do what's best for you rather than what, you know, you think other people want you to do or what's popular. I think that's like, I want to look good to others. I don't want to let people down rather than doing what you need to do.
It's important to do what you need to do for you, even in a relationship.
You can't take care of others, especially in a relationship. You can't take care of others without taking care of yourself first.
Yeah, telling you no because I need to do something that's more important for me, it hurts, you know?
Yeah.
It hurts me saying no to you.
It hurts you more than me. I'm like, please do, and he like refuses to. He's like, no, I'll be fine.
Anyways. It was incredible.
It was
everything kind of
awesome. It was cold, but it was awesome. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of self-fulfilling prophecy kind of energy I put on myself, and I've been like feeling that the last couple of weeks and not focusing on myself like I should be, taking care of me. So I finally broke that in the morning, and we got to break through all of that.
Yeah.
Climb out of that hole.
Yeah, exactly. And I want you to be my partner, and so it kind of like makes me pull away a little bit when you're like overly like that, because then I feel like I'm being mothered.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. Which this happened to us, me with you. We kind of had to break through that with you and me.
Yeah.
When I'm not asking you to, so it's like kind of like
But now we're on the other side. We're on the other side of this whole adventure.
We're growing.
We're growing roots.
Oh my gosh, I want to take care of all of you. You're so cute. Oh, they were playing in a puddle.
playing in a puddle.
Oh my goodness.
Say that 5 times fast.
Patch of piggins. I can't even say the second one. Pack of pigeons playing in a puddle. Pack of pigeons playing in a puddle. Pack of pigeons playing in a puddle. Pack of pigeons playing in a puddle.
Yeah, he does his own radio show, like kind of like a Howard Stern
Like
kind of
us.
thing. Yeah.
Levels of like awareness in your response. Like, yeah. You have to like think about it like 8 different times. Yeah, that's it. Okay, anyways, that was our trip, and we love you, and yeah, Caleb
Aw.
and Linksy out.
Bye.